Hi, this is my highlights or reflection from the Death Café on January 18th. We were back online and we had a great group of people that joined us, and the topics that we talked about that really came to the forefront were natural burials, death doulas, trauma, and aging. Those were the four main topics. And just to give you a little bit of detail, I guess, the natural burials, we were talking about just how they're more available now. And it's really interesting because that is how, that's the oldest method of honoring our deceased loved ones, is to do a natural, environmentally sustainable burial. And we do actually have that option in our community at the Glenwood Cemetery in Prince Edward County. So if that's something you're interested in, look into that. The next thing with death doulas, we keep having death doulas join us. It's beautiful. It's this profession that's available to anyone, any family that needs support near end of life, right? And it's very similar to the idea of like a birthing doula, but at end of life, right? So they can help you throughout the process. They can help the family members. They can help with documentation. They can help with supporting the emotions around it. If there's any sort of planning, that type of thing. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video so that you can have access to these resources. The next thing that sort of came up for me that highlighted was the concept of aging, and how we get closer to a certain age, we start to realize that there's fewer days available to us. Just statistically, that happens once we get to a certain point in our lives, and just the realization that we can step back and still really live in the present moment. And that is so critical. Like, we get to choose how we live each day, which is a pretty beautiful realization, and even at any stage of life, right? So why not start today? And then the other thing that really stuck out for me was trauma, and the fact that trauma actually happens to all of us at birth. The whole birthing process is quite traumatic, right? No matter how you come into this world, each of us have had a very, big experience, we'll say, right? And for some people, trauma can even start within the womb, pre-birth. So depending on the pregnancy, if it was an unwanted pregnancy, if there was any abuse, addiction, alcoholism, anything like that, trauma can even start pre-birth, right in the womb. So we had some conversation around that. So if any of these topics of discussion are of interest to you, if you want to join us for the next Death Cafe, it is on February 15th. That's a Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. And this time we are going to be in person at the Belleville Public Library. Okay, my name's Allison Pilling, and if you want to send me a message, if you have any questions or want to join the email list to get notifications for these events, just send me a message with your name and email. Okay, take care.